Good day, peace warriors and friends. I welcome you. It's Lonnie and Jake. We welcome you today with a word from the guides and angels and a bit of a serious message to come through today in our day and time that the world is in, the turmoil of the world. So the word that the guides and angels gave us is suffering. And that's what a lot of us are feeling right now and are going through right now. So to clarify what they wanted to say about that before I pull a Milo Farm card is that suffering is very individual. We all suffer in our own ways, and we suffer when we see suffering in the world. We all process that differently. So what they suggest for us when it comes to suffering is to not let it all consume us, kind of put it in a box and hold it in a special place and pray in a special way for those that are suffering, even if it's for ourselves. So what they showed me, and I already started doing this before this video, is to put an image in your mind of who is suffering. So if it's outside of yourself, for instance, I've got a friend that's suffering, and I've got a little image. It's a little rock piece that reminds me of her. It can be just for instance, if it's Israel, it could be the Star of David, some kind of symbol or item or object that reminds you of who is suffering or what is suffering, and put your love and tension into that. Add that to an altar that you may have, or wherever you pray, or a special place in nature or in your house where you feel it's ultimately a portal to the divine. And so that way it can be blessed and taken care of by those larger than us. So, putting an object on an altar and then praying for peace and healing and the lack of suffering, and to give them strength to move through that. So putting it in an image that you can hold in your heart and in your mind and help bring more love and light to it. So that way you can envision like the light of the holy coming into it and healing it and making things better. And when it comes to yourself, what they said is, if you're suffering, that also put an image of yourself on an altar, on a special, underneath a tree, and give it to the universe to help heal me with this suffering. Can I have assistance? I can't do it alone. And set that piece of you somewhere and pray over it. Like, I need help with this. I need help with this. That way, the reason they want to put it into an item or a sacred geometry, a shape or something like that, is that it will take it out of our body. So when we are suffering because others are suffering, or because we are suffering, we're internalizing it and we're holding it in our body, and we're making it worse. Like, we could get indigestion, we could get headaches, we could get that's what the human body is, an amazing machine. And so you bring it love and light, and it will be powerful. You say you're powerful, it will be powerful. You say you're suffering, you're empath and you're suffering for others, your body will suffer. They want you to take it out of your body, put it into something and use that as your image to pray. So you're not holding it. And breathe. It's important to breathe. Breathe through the suffering. Let it out with the out breath. Let it out with the out breath. So a moment of silence for all that's suffering in the world. I'm laying it out with my out breath. Sending peace. Us peace warriors can bring the biggest bit of peace into this earth, into the universe, if we put our mind to it. And that's all that it is put our mind to it. So let's see when it comes to suffering, what the spirit of Milo Farm has to say about suffering. And funny, when I was talking about setting something in nature and giving it to the spirit and the divine to take over, it was showing me the base of the wisdom tree in the Zen garden here at Milo Farm, and putting, what I am working through at the base of that tree, and that tree is going to help with it. The divine will help with it. Every being and entity and energy coming through the Zen garden portal will help with that. So that's another thing, is like an offering. That's an offering, but also an offering for myself, because of what I need to work through. So suffering, tied to the land. See what the land has to say. Okay, goat and self-expression. So what they're saying with self-expression when it comes to suffering is that there's no right or wrong way. You don't have to pray. You can paint beautiful pictures to release suffering. You can walk into nature and release suffering. You can work out and ride your bike and do spinning class and just like get it out. So like there's no one way. Like every one of us is unique, and how we handle situations and problems and suffering and these things in life is all very different, and it's all okay. So as there are dogs in the world that growl at squirrels that show excitement, that's a unique expression. We have expressions of how we show excitement. We have expressions of how we show depression and suffering, and it's okay. And so another thing they just showed me is, because of the goat here, is like that's why one of the reasons that wonderful pets, animals, our dogs and our cats and our gerbils and our goats and our donkeys and whatever birds, whatever else we have, is they are one of the reasons they're here is to alleviate our suffering. And they take, like Molly the cat lays on my leg at night, and she's taking all that negative energy out of me and like trying to process it for me. So there goes Jake, really suffering. So yeah, don't forget about the animals. All right, on that note, bark, bark, amen, namaste, and we send peace to the world. All right, have a good day.